Hi guys, welcome to the class again. This week we're gonna have this class on video uh, because I have the other module crashing with this one. It's just this is the last week, I promise. And also I'm having an interview with a guy in the US for a project that I'm running here in Maynooth. It's about the future of education, and this guy, he's an expert on how the brain learns. He's actually Irish, but he's been living in the US for quite a while. So he finally made some space in his agenda just to kind of like fit me in there. So when I told him that I had a class on Wednesday, he was like, okay, well, maybe next month. I was like, oh, no, yeah, definitely I have to meet him because it's very important for me to understand his latest discoveries on how the brain learns and how he's been implementing that in primary, secondary, and up to higher education systems across the world. So we have a deadline. We've been working towards this deadline on the 11th of March, which is the submission, the 2 minute video submission for the Student Entrepreneurs Awards, which is part of Enterprise Ireland. You have the files on Moodle, so you can just go and check it. So in order for us to work towards that deadline, we need to submit a video that is kind of like compelling. We need to send like a really cool story of what we have. Remember that what they're asking is a product or a service that has the potential to be exported outside Ireland. So even if you're working with the housing crisis, which is kind of like very local, that's a problem that happens all across the world. If you're working with the nurses, it's something that happens all across the world. I've seen the problem happening in the US, I've seen the problem happening in Mexico, and also it happens in the UK. So nurses and the staff in hospitals are kind of like overworked all the time. So definitely it's something you can export. So that being said, the first thing I want you to work this class with your peers. Of course, you can have like Teams meeting, and I'm gonna be revising this. I'm gonna be checking this. This is part of your grades at the very end. Remember that at the beginning we said that the most important thing of this semester is to submit at least to one of the competitions, and this is the easiest one. So I hope that many of you see this as an opportunity to just get rid of that requirement for this class, and then just work towards delivering a very good product solution at the very end. So something they also want to see is if you have done any kind of test. So for the time that we have, it's very impossible for us to build the whole prototype. Most of you come from the business and from the arts department, so it's not that you are engineers or maybe you have this background in IT or software development, but something we can deliver clearly. It's a very well understood problem and the potential solution that we're trying to create. So it doesn't have to be beautiful. It just have to be something that nobody has come up with, and some people are interested to buy or some people are interested to get because they see the value on your proposal. So uh, long story short, I'm sharing on the screen because I'm doing this editing afterwards. I'm sharing the screen something that's called the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch, well, the whole story, you might know it already. It's supposed that imagine that uh, you came across with someone that is super important in the company you're working on, and you try to sell yourself. So the only place you can kind of like interact is the elevator or the lift in this case. So you have like 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, just to kind of like pitch your idea. That's why it's called the elevator pitch. Um, so I developed this quick way of delivering your idea in 2 minutes because that's kind of like the limit of the video. But I really wanted to put some effort here. Last semester there were some problems, and there are still some problems with some people that deliver very poor submissions. Uh, if it was if it was the majority of the students who deliver very poor submissions, okay, maybe there was something wrong with the class, but definitely I saw the majority of the submissions were quite okay. And there are a couple of people that deliver very, very poor submissions. So in order to avoid that for this semester, what I want you to do is I'll be kind of like marking and revising these activities more often and giving you feedback because this is something that we really need to achieve this semester. I'm super happy that you guys, most of you guys, have really interesting topics, really hot topics as well. But since you've been working on them for quite a long time now, like more than a semester now, your take on that matter is not just problem solution as we've been describing. It's kind of like you're trying to expand and see what are real solutions and what can meaningful solutions do for these people. In this case, your users. In the case of the housing crisis, in the case of the nursing projects, it's not only problem solution. You have been exploring the future of what's going to happen in the world with global warming, what's going to happen if there are another war happening. All of these scenarios that we've been seeing this semester, that also contributes to your understanding of the problem right now. So the solution that you're coming up with, it has some sort of elements that it's kind of like future proofing your solution. So long story short, as I said, I'm gonna be delivering this class online in a video, and as you can see on the screen, hopefully, I'm just trying to share this one. You have this elevator pitch. As I said, the elevator pitch comes from trying to sell your idea to someone in just the ride of 2 minute ride inside of the lift to the company or the CEO of the company. So the first thing is what's the hook? So in order to grab the attention of people, you need to deliver something that it's striking for them, either a personal story or interactive or visually striking. In this case, for example, the personal, what's the hook? The personal could be like the first time John started dead in the face of death in the face was when he forgot to pick up his girlfriend from the airport. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to zoom in this thingy. Sorry. So you're starting from a story like the first time Mary was facing the problem of um, being evicted from her house was when she was 6, and then that happened again when she was different age. So once you start giving this uh, information to the public will react because it's something that you're giving a name, you're giving a face, gender, age. There is someone in this story, and then what's the striking part of that story? Well, this person was evicted when she was very young. Okay, so you get their attention. Once you have their attention, what's the second step? Go for something that's more specific to the problem and need you want to solve. So what's the functional problem of Mary in this case, or the functional problem, the emotional problem, or the social problem that she's facing? So if you combine that with the housing problem that you've been researching, remember that something we've been explaining here is uh, it's impossible to change the housing market in Ireland. We don't have enough tools, we don't have enough power to change that. But something we can do is try to cope with the reality that we have. In this case, there are single moms, there are students, there are young couples trying to live with privacy, sharing with other cultures, other people, other ages, different backgrounds. So what you can do, what you can create in order for you to come up with a very nice environment at home. If you have to share it, what can you do in order for you to have like a very clean house, a very harmonious house as well? That's just an example. In the case for the nursing projects as well. Something you can do is just try to select the specific persona you want to address, and then what are the emotional, functional, and social pains, needs, problems they are facing, and just try to select one. So imagine that one of the problems that these people have is at home. So I can imagine that these nurses are struggling to maintain their relationship with their partners, with their children, with their rest of the family. So something you can do, maybe it's an app that connects them with their family. This is just a very simple idea. It doesn't have to be in the hospital. So it's something you also need to think how to reframe the problem, and maybe you cannot solve the problem that is they are not being paid enough. Maybe that's too out of our hands, but they have other problems that it's being caused by this reason. So try to expand your horizons in this case. Try to have like an open mind and see how you can create something for them. Remember that you're trying to give them like a meaningful gift, and in this meaningful gift is something that money cannot buy. In this case, our values. You're trying to sell them peace of mind, love, self awareness, consciousness. You're trying to sell them confidence at work, in their families, not missing out any of the festivals of their children. This is just an idea. Um, so that's something it's up to you guys how you want to address the problem. What is the specific problem need you want to solve? Remember, it's functional, emotional, and social. Then after you selected that, then is what's what is the market need? And then you have to describe it quantitatively and qualitatively. So use figures to support your argument and combine them with opinions and insights. The activity that we did last week, when we had the persona or the user, then the comments, then the meaning, and then the insights, that's a very key element in this story, because those insights is when you have a real understanding of the problem, the context, the persona, and how she's feeling or how he's feeling about it, and what does he or she wants from you if you're trying to solve a problem that they have. So it's very important for you to tailor the story in a way that you're showing the importance in numbers. Like this is something that 25% of the nurses are experiencing. So that gives you a number, and also you can convert that into real numbers. Like this is 3,000 student nurses across Ireland. Okay, well, immediately you have real numbers in your head. Once you have that, then try to put on top of those numbers the opinions and the comments and the insights that come from these people. If you don't have them, it's time for you to go and ask more questions. For the guys at the back that are always kind of like messing around with between them, among them, I really want you to see to shine your creative mind and your intelligence here, guys. I'm pretty sure you see the world in a very different way than many people. So I'm really hoping to see a very good submission from you. I'm pretty sure you can do that. And then what's the benefit for the user, and what is something the user cannot get from the competition? So you have show the market need in terms of numbers, figures, and opinions, etc. What is it that you're giving them? So you have mentioned, okay, well, the problem is this. The solution I'm proposing is this platform that connects not only nurses or doctors, but it connects them with um, social servants, or it connects them with the family of the people they have helped along the years, and they can give them feedback, and they can give them some sort of support and a pat on their shoulder, saying like, "Thanks to you, this is what I achieved," or "Thanks to you, I can walk again," or "I can just be live again." Thanks for your help to these nurses. Once they know that, that kind of like give them some sort of food for their souls. You mentioned that this is the solution. This is an app. This is the platform. Just just saying this out loud. Um, and then you have to say, okay, well, what's the benefit for that? The user immediately would change their mood. They could improve their focus because they feel valued. They feel appreciated in their workplaces. So you can immediately say, okay, what's the benefit and what's something that competition cannot do? The competition is not thinking on the human behind that, uh, that image of the nurse. The regular user of the hospital, they just see nurses, people that work here, but they never see beyond that. That okay, this actually another human being. So the competition is not looking towards that side. The competition is just kind of like interested in productivity and efficiency and how to bring more patients per hour. Or I'm just guessing that. So it's up to you how you address that, but I believe this is gonna give like a very nice structure. At the very end, it's super important to be clear why do you want to win here? Why do you want it? In this case, is what would you do if you win the competition? Once I get the first prize, I'm gonna get the exposure that I need for this platform or this hardware that I want to implement in a hospital. This implementation will give me feedback to improve the prototype, and once I improve the prototype, I can access a bigger fund, a pot of money, a bigger funds in different instances across the world, maybe. That closes the whole loop. You're saying the persona at the very beginning, you're saying the problem, you're saying what do you want to create, you're saying why you want to create that, why it's meaningful for the other person or the user that you're trying to address, and what do you want from them? What do you want from the judges of this competition? Why do you want to win? Once you have done that, it's very important for you to close this elevator pitch with a very quick conclusion. So the conclusion is, if I win the competition and get all the funding, the conclusion is that I could finally address all the nurses that I feel unappreciated in their job right now. And that's it. It's short, it has to be short, 2 minutes. Try to put as many images as you can, but your own images, images that you've been taking from the real interaction with the users and the context. Also try to speak to the camera. If you don't want to show your faces, because this is something that lately I've seen in this generation, it's okay. The only thing I'm gonna ask you is that at least try to put a face behind the the video. Some at least one of you guys just show that you've been doing that research. Something important is also to mention your background. Okay, you are you are from the business department, the other one is from the arts department, and the other one is from the IT department. Fantastic. That gives multidisciplinarity, and that gives a more promising idea that you could actually create something that it's gonna change the reality of these people. So it's simple, guys. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna open the link for this submission just right after. I'm just gonna leave it Wednesday and Thursday. So you have to submit this by the end of the week. Um, so this is gonna be your script for the video. Go through it several times. Go over and over and over again until you think that you have something that's very well refined. Select the images. Try to put something there. What I'm gonna check for this week, the task for this week is just gonna to finish. It's gonna be the finished script. So answer these questions. Select that. Type exactly what you want someone to say behind the microphone. And then once you submit that to on Moodle, you can start doing the video. And please do not use these images from the stock images that you find on the internet, because usually that makes it feel very flimsy. Every project that you see with stock images is like, okay, these guys haven't done their own research, and they're just trying to copy and paste whatever is up there on the internet. So just try to be mindful of that. I am pretty sure that you can do really well in this. And let's keep up working towards the submission on the 11th of March. Okay, so once again, I'm sorry for not being here this week. This is gonna be the only week I hope that I have to do this. It's just because of this interview and also the other class that it's clashing. But instead of asking you to come just for an hour and a half like the previous week, I think you can use this time much better. Get in contact with your teams, because at the very end of the week you have to submit this this activity. Okay, and please, at the end of the semester, I don't want more excuses that, oh, I didn't see it or I wasn't there. There's no excuse now, guys. You've been pulling out, not all of you guys, but you've been pulling out, quite a few of you, the card of you had COVID, but there's people that had it several times. So I'm worried that they have something more severe. So in this case, I'm pretty sure you can just work towards these objectives because they are very, very clear. We need to submit to at least one entrepreneurial competition, and this one is the easiest one. Okay, so I really hope you can see the value of this competition and the importance of working with the rest of your team members. Okay, so don't forget about submitting this at the end of the week on Moodle with the name, all the names, please, because that was something also that was a pain in the neck last semester that I had people telling me, yeah, I submitted the final presentation, but no one included them in the presentation. So it was like, did you really present it? Because I couldn't see you in the video, and I cannot see you in the PDF or the PPT you sent me. So to avoid this problem, honestly, I'm trying to be very flexible, and I'm just trying to be kind of like very understanding from your side. It hasn't been easy for many of us, but it's time for us to kind of like keep up with the pace of changes now. We're back again in this situation. Uh, Hopefully the new normality is similar to what we had, the good parts of the previous normality. So that's all for me now, guys. I have the PDF. It's called Elevator Pitch, as I said, and just go back to it and have it printed and maybe have a Teams call with your team members. You have time this week. I'm not gonna be there face to face, but definitely, please, if you have any questions, write me an email and we can have a Teams meeting. Uh, okay. So thank you so much, guys. It's lovely to have this interaction with you. I really like to see your faces. But this is just this week. Sorry for that, but yeah, I'll see you in from this week to the next one. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye.